Ever have those days when you find yourself busy but strangely drawn to the allure of procrastorganizing? Well, today is one of those days in my clay studio. You know those days when you're juggling a million tasks but still find yourself wanting to procrastinate just a smidge? Well, here I am indulging in a little workspace therapy. These labels, they're basically like the cozy blanket to my cluttered mind. With everything in order, it's time to dive into the heart of today's work, making 150 pairs of earrings. Now I'll gather all the cutters I need for today's earrings, ensuring I have them all at my desk to avoid unnecessary back and forth. I'll group together shapes with the same colors to work more efficiently. This way I can focus on one set of colors at a time before moving on to the next. Working on a cold surface helps prevent my clay from getting too soft and overworked, especially on busy days like today. I'll flip through my clay color binder for ready-to-go hues. All they need is a little conditioning through the clay roller. For colors that I don't already have on hand, I'll turn to my color recipe tiles and follow the recipes to mix the colors that I'll need. Now that we have everything prepped and we have the so-called mise en place of clay making, let's begin our creative journey for the day. I always begin with the more intricate pieces like the flowers. There's this enchanting moment when each leaf and petal finds its place, and you witness these little bouquets blooming right before your eyes. It's the moments like these when I get lost in the tiny details of crafting tiny floral clay earrings, each leaf and each petal, each one unique. It's like bringing a little piece of nature to life.
Deep in the valley, I was raised to be a man. Great Central Valley, where a man ain't worth a damn. They cut my pay to minimum wage.
While it may not seem like I've made very many earrings yet, the floral ones demand the most time and focus. So I think it's time for just a little snack break before I start sculpting tiny snacks out of clay instead. Here's a little haul from my first ever trip to Trader Joe's. I got lost in must-get item videos the night before, and literally everybody swore by these dark chocolate peanut butter cups. And now I totally get the hype. I'm totally obsessed. Rice crackers are a personal favorite of mine, but I overlooked the spicy label on the bright red packaging, but it's become an internal battle of one more bite versus topping off of my glass of milk. So what are your favorites from here that I should try? Because clearly I need help. And here's a little glimpse of my favorite pup in the whole wide world, claiming his favorite spot on the piano bench. It's not in front of the piano, mind you, because it seems the window holds just like a little bit more appeal to him, but he always wants to be close to me, so naturally I had to move my bench away from the piano into my office just so that he can have his bench and the window and me. You know, there's something truly special about adding shading to dessert clay earrings. It's like bringing a little bit of bakery warmth into my studio, just like real donuts or cookies. And it's not just about applying a single shade of yellow. Instead, I take my time, focus on the ends or the higher parts of the clay, making the ends just a little bit darker of a shade of yellow. These subtle touches bring each earring to life, reminiscent of the golden hues that grace freshly baked treats straight from the oven. I seriously love making creamy chocolate frosting out of clay, and it's super easy to do. All you do is mix liquid clay and softened clay until it's just the right consistency. And here's my little trick. I always mix them in these little tiny pink containers so I can save any leftover frosting for future pairs. And if it happens to thicken up next time I use it, no worries, I'll just add a little bit more liquid clay. You know, growing up, most people were either yellow cake with chocolate frosting or funfetti cake for their birthday. Me, I was always a funfetti cake kid. Although there was this one time when my mom made me a really fun Powder Puff Girls cake, and let me tell you, it was seriously incredible and it totally looked just like them. And I definitely think that I got my artistic side from my mom. Summertime making clay earrings is always a unique time because, well, you can have everything from seashells to flowers to witch hats to gingerbread men, all literally on the same tray. It's like capturing the essence of different seasons all in one creative burst. Some people live in the moment of it's summer now, so I'm all about the seashells, but then others live in the moment of, well, it's June and I'm almost done with my Christmas shopping. I hope one day to be a nice balance of the two, living in the moment, but being prepared enough so that I don't stress, or maybe I stress a little bit less during the busy season. As we wrap up this last tray of earrings, I find myself immersed in a peaceful rhythm. While they baked and cooled, I gently added the posts to the stud backs, and now I'll carefully drill the holes into the dangle earrings and then assemble them. Finally, I'll place each pair on their cards, and then they'll be finally ready to send off to their new homes. I'm truly grateful for each one of you and for the opportunity to spend time in my cozy studio, crafting handmade goods and running my small handmade business. Looking ahead, I'm excited to share more behind-the-scenes moments, more glimpses of my pup, and longer tutorials that dive deeper into the creative process. I can't wait to see what the future holds, and I'm so grateful to have you along for the journey.